a little bit of the paper. I'm thinking this really pretty stripe is going to look great for flowers. And to give it a little bit of richness, oh, this is tough when there's such great papers. Sometimes you don't want to cut them, do you? There we go. So this is what we're going to make the flowers out of. I really enjoy making my own flowers, and it's not about making them perfect, it's just about making them you. So I'm just going to cut a couple of squares here out, rectangles, whatever. So this is what we're going to start with. So I'm going to take a couple of the pieces first, and really I freehand cut. Now again, these don't have to be perfect because of the reason that we're going to add our own character to them as we go. Most of the leaves that I do, or the petals on your flowers, I make about 5 petals usually. That can sometimes change. See? Total freeform cutting. Nothing like being non-perfect. Perfect is overrated, I think. And we're just going to continue to do that. And as I said, I'm not the perfect cutter. The petals aren't the same size. We're really just wanting to have that fluidity on our papers. And what better way to do that? See, look at this. I have a teeny tiny little flower there, but I got a plan for it, so it's all good. Do that one more time. And again, anytime that you're creating, just feel what you're creating. Go with what's in your heart. Don't worry about the end result. A lot of times I think as crafters, it's one of the biggest things that we do is we expect our work to be perfect or to look like somebody else's. And we're doing a huge disservice to ourselves when we do that. Just follow your own gut. And if it really, really turns out bad, guess what? You can always redo it. So there we go. I'm going to do one more small flower, and then I will show you guys how I create these really cute yet whimsical flowers that you can use on formal cards, layouts. You can also use them, they're really, really cute for hair bands. Not the 1980s type, but actually the ones that you wear in your hair. Perfect. So right now we should have 5 total. There's our 5 little flowers, and we're going to start with the largest one and go from there. Okay. So what I use is I actually have a little dowel that's it's a kebab dowel. My secret is out. And what I'm going to do is on the large petal, I'm just going to fold in the petals, and then we're going to start with one of them just like that, and we're going to roll them all the way down to the cut. So this is what you're going to end up with. We're going to do that with all 5 of them, and we're going to continue to do that for every single one of these flowers that we have cut out. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. Okay? You can do it 2 ways. We can build the flower with the petals rolled in, or with the petals rolled out. I like you doing both of them, but for today, for this card, I'm going to do this one here. So we'll put that aside, and then again we'll work with the next one. And you'll continue, as I said, to do this until all of your flower petals have been curled in. Just like so. I love that both the A and B sides of this Trinity paper have such beautiful patterns on them. That way I can really mix things up when I'm doing things like flowers or any other type of handmade embellishment. So we're down to the second last one here. If it rips, if it tears, again, don't worry about it. We're not looking for perfection here. We are strictly looking to have fun, be creative, and let go a little bit. There we go. So there are 5. Doesn't look like much right now. I know, but it will, I promise. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use my absolute favorite glue on the planet, liquid scrap dots. I love how this particular adhesive gives dimension. We'll start with the large one here. We're going to put a dollop of liquid scrap dots, just like that. Then we're going to take our next petal. We're just going to rough it up a little bit. So we're going to really do, I like scrunching. And then on the bottom you're going to notice that there's a flat surface, and that flat surface is what we're going to put into the liquid scrap dots here. Again, don't worry about perfection, because when everything is said and done, your flower's going to look fantastic. And if it doesn't, make it again. So the same thing again for this one, but on the third one, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to cut out one of the petals. Just like so. So now we're going to have a 4-petal instead. See how I did that? I just cut out one of the petals. Put a small little dot. And now I use that little kebab skewer again, because I love to kind of really focus in there and get that down. So now we just have 2 more left. Again, just squishing all of the petals in, putting a little daub on the back, squishing it on in, and again I use that skewer. I just hold it down for a second until it all bonds. Doesn't take very long. The liquid scrap dots, it takes about 10 minutes to set, but it takes about 4 hours for it to cure, so it still has a little bit of movement. There we go. Now our very last one, I'm gonna cut 2 of the petals off. So then we'll have a 2-petal and a 3-petal. Now with the 3-petal, you'll notice that I'm going to fold one in and then in again, and then we're just going to make that flat surface on the bottom. A little bit of glue, stick it on in, and for our very last one we will do the same thing. Fold it in half, just put a small little piece over so you can put a little bit of glue, and for this one here I'm actually just going to, instead of using the liquid scrap dots, I'm going to use a little bit of the premium craft glue because we already have a fair bit of lift in the flower itself. And I'm going to go right into the center with this one and open it up. So there is our flower. It's a pretty full flower. I know a lot of people like getting that last little petal in, and if you like to do the little petal in the center, you can take that one petal that we had cut off before and just fold it up. You can use your skewer just like so. Just take a moment here to dry. So this is kind of what our little flower is going to look like, but I don't want to end there. I want to add a little extra oomph to it. So I am going to grab a little bit of glitter. Who doesn't like glitter, right? Give me 1 second here while I find the one that I'm looking for. Aha! We're going to use this really, really great glitter from Sparkle and Sprinkles. It's called Black Ice. Now what I like to do when it's coming to adding glitter onto things, I like using V2 Vellum spray. There's what the V2 Vellum comes in a can. Sorry about the noise. We're just going to give it a tiny little spritz. We're going to let it tack up. It takes just a couple seconds to tack up.